start to the topic, how to talk to computers, or maybe how to teach computers talk to us. We are at the beginning of new era in human-machine interaction that change user interfaces, design principle, technology, or well-known application development patterns. Voice user interfaces, because this is what I'm talking about, change, open the new opportunities, open the new branches for both business and technology, and set up the new challenges for designers and developers. My name is Mateusz Figlewicz, and I invite you for a presentation when we together deep dive into this fascinating and very wide topic. Okay. Couple of words about me. I work for Intive, Polish-originated global IT player. I'm a solution architect at the moment. I'm 10 years old, experience in IT industry. I started as an embedded developer, then I moved to the much more closer to the user application, so I decided to be Android developer first, and then iOS developer. I have also some experience in as a Scrum Master, business analyst. In my private life, I also don't like to be bored, so I enjoy traveling, sport, especially motorsports. I also like music. I play music sometimes to the people also. And yeah, I like having a good time meeting people, like probably all of you guys. Okay, let's dive into the topic. Talking is a default, supernatural way to exchange information between humans. Even small child gain this ability on very early stage on the development. But the voice is a very powerful tool, but it is not only about exchanging the information. Voice sometimes bring us a smile, sometimes make us angry or even intimidated. It sometimes can change the world or makes us super excited. Humankind developed voice, spoken language as a communication way for like 100,000 years before. So comparing that to the whole history of human-machine interaction is the way more longer period. So I think we should start not only develop a new way to communicate with computers in artificial way, but start teaching the computers talk in natural way, like we do between people. This is not the new idea. The people start thinking about it for a pretty long time. You can see that example on the science fiction movies for decades. So let me bring some example. I hope everyone knows Star Trek movie. So this is a good example from Star Trek movie. The persona here is a Scotty, who is representative of the high developed civilization and start to use mid-80s computers. Yeah, keyboard, how quaint. So Scoot is considered using keyboard to exchange information between computers like old-fashioned and very strange way. So yeah, I hope he was right. And let's take a look on the evolution of whole user interfaces across the decades. It's said that every 10 years we are observing major shift in not only user application but whole technology. I prefer word increment because none of this technology disappeared. We are still using terminals, GUI, and web. So yeah, in 70s we had character mode interfaces, then first GUI interfaces, web, mobile. Everyone here probably living still in the mobile era, also me. And right now the VUI, so voice user interfaces, are the next major shift, a major step in this interaction between human and machines. Analyzing that, I came to the conclusion that major shift in core technology plus update in user interfaces brings the whole human-machine interaction to the next level. It was the same pattern we can observe in mobile revolution when updates and growth of the telecommunication and the high-speed networks, comparing to introducing to the common use a touch screen, brings this revolution of human interaction to the next level. And right now it's about voice. So we can think of voice as a new touch screen. So new method of providing computers a data from us. And the core technology behind that is a artificial intelligence with all this natural language understanding, natural language processing, and machine learning algorithms. So this is the nice foundation for this upgrade. So let's make together this symbolic shift from mobile to AI, and start thinking about new way of our development. Why even voice interfaces? Because this is speed way to exchange information. This is very intuitive way. Even old people, which are not very familiar with technology, are able to use this without hesitation, very easily. It's hands-free, so everyone can imagine the situation where using a voice, using a technology application without touching anything is very easy way, or even safer, like, for example, while we're cooking, while you're driving. And also empathy. As I said before, voice is not only about exchanging the information, it brings another context. We can modulate our voice to put more feelings on the content. There are a couple of statistics. I'm not going to read all the statistics loud, but as you can see, every major vendors or companies predicts that voice market and voice technology will have a very significant growth in the near future. It's also said that the whole voice search marketing channel or business channel will be predicted as a $40 billion channel by 2022. So this is a big cake, and this is a big cake not only from marketing and business perspective. Here is an example of whole ecosystem diagram. As you can see, not only directly user-oriented application, but so much technology are involved right now in the cloud, in the AI solutions, and also on the extension of this AI, which is called the voice application. So I encourage you guys as a mobile developers to not only focus on this user-oriented application, but maybe you want to contribute also on the web, on the cloud solution as voice developers. Okay, once again, why we should care? Because we are mobile developers wanted to empower our application with a voice. We are maybe embedded developers who wants to create a new fascinating smart speaker device. Maybe we are cloud developers who want to use our skills to develop the voice application on Alexa or Google technology, for example. And one very important role here is the UX designers, because providing a conversational and natural-like way to conversation with computer will be the very big challenge, and that should be done properly. That user wants to use this voice application. So there are a couple of tools, couple of different system out there that we can contribute. There are also so many use cases that we want to cover. For this presentation, I pick 2 of them and a couple of use cases. This is a Google Actions and Amazon Alexa, and the use case that I choose is that launch a particular app or feature using voice, give our application voice extension, and create a voice-only equivalent of our existing mobile application. So let's start with the Google App Actions. Here is the one example provided on Google with Google Assistants, which are probably every or most Android phones right now, where it exists on every Android phones. Okay, what are the App Actions? App Actions are actually extension for a Google Assistant that allows user to open the application using the voice. From user perspective, it works like a shortcut from Google Assistant console deep to our application or feature of our application. To support these app actions, we need to handle in our application Android deep links. And these app actions are connected through the phrases that we are spoken, and connected. Google Assistant connect it to the built-in intents. There are actually about 20 built-in intents. Google is working on it to extend this pool, and we map these built-in intents in file, which I describe later. So let's jump to our use case. Average mobile user have about 40 app installed in our mobile phone. This number can be bigger, and this is a huge number. Sometimes brings a challenge about finding the proper application to get our things done, or introduce the re-engagement challenge. So let's imagine we want to exercise with our favorite fitness application, or make some money transfer via PayPal. The app actions helps us to do it. Here's the example of launching the application, launching the fitness application using app actions. Example Google provided. Here you can have a link to check out the code and take a look how they implement it. The application implements 3 built-in intents: start exercise, stop exercise, and get exercise observation. First 2 of them are implemented with the deep links, which means if we launch this intents, application will go to the particular activity and do the things inside the code. The last one is implement with the slice, which means we get a result of this intent directly in the Google Assistant console. Here's the example on this slide how it's running. So if we can just set Google start our application, start our fitness application. I want to run, and application is running. If we finish, we only need to set we want to stop the application, even without putting the phone from our pocket. So this is an example how this flow look like. So if user speech, some order, some requests, some phrase, Google Assistant try to map this with one of the built-in intent. If, for example, we want to order a ride and Google Assistant detect it as a create taxi reservation built-in intent, it checks if one of our application installed on mobile phone fulfill this intent. So this is in a file called Actions XML. Here's the example of Actions XML. As you can see, we are defining the action, where we're providing the built-in intent and providing also fulfillment method. Here is a deep link, which is default, and here we can have a fulfillment method as a slice and providing it in different way on slice with slice. Then if system detects that our application map this built-in intent to the deep link, it's passing the control to our application, and we can handle this intent. So in our activity, we can handle this intent and handle the data with a particular properties that we are passing to this intent. So this is pretty simple. This is not big magic here. Mainly the work is doing by the system, by the Google Assistant. All the matching between our phrases that we are spoken to the built-in intent are done on Google Assistant. And if our application decides to provide the slice data, it's gone directly to the Google Assistant console. If we want to deep link our fulfillment, we are opening the application and let user to do the job, actually. So it is available now for developers. It's about 20 built-in intents grouped in 4 categories, like ride sharing, fitness, finance, and food ordering. So you can take a look, grab your own code, and try to use these built-in intents with app actions. Let's go to another example where voice can help us get things done. I provide example with a simple to-do list. So in modern way, using smartphone, what are the steps that we need to do? We need to locate our phone, unlock it, find our application, find the to-do list, and tap the Add to Do, name the task, press Done, close phone, put phone back. This is kind of pretty few steps that we need to do. And what is the modern natural way? We can say, Alexa, add book hotel to my to-do list. And this way we dive into the Alexa world. So what is the Alexa? Alexa is the whole ecosystem for voice user interfaces. On the central place of this ecosystem, there is a brain called Alexa, where the whole algorithm of artificial intelligence exists. The machine learning, natural language processing, natural language understanding. This is how Alexa understands us, and it's still constantly learning to be better and much more smooth. On the first entry of this system, much closer to the user, there is a Alexa voice services. These are a set of libraries that allows us to connect between our application, web application, our custom device, or any other piece of software or hardware that implements the voice integration. There are not much sexy things here because this is about only exchanging the information, implementing the SDK. One cool thing here is a Amazon Polly library that allows our application to speak out loud the fulfillment that are sending back from the Alexa to our system. Much more funny and cool things are here. These are the Alexa skill kit. Here we can provide the extension for this whole brain called Alexa. And what are the skills? Skills actually are the voice application. You can treat skills as the same way like mobile application in our mobile world, mobile system. It's designed to be a separated voice application, but also it can extend our existing mobile app to give the voice power to our application. And you can programming the skills in couple of languages built in, and there are also some extension allows programming with Swift or Kotlin. Okay, let's maybe take a look, pop the hood, and see what is underneath with the Alexa skills. Here are the sample phrases that user can speak to the Alexa. As you can see, I provided some colors to these phrases, and Alexa is chunking this whole phrases into the pretty significant building blocks, I would say, or definitions. So Alexa defines the invocation, and this is the name of our application. This is the way how we start interaction with our voice application. The intent, it's the digital representation of our what we want to do with Alexa. Utterances is a spoken or type phrases that we are that the way we are invoke the intent. This is how we utterances. This is how we spoke. Intent is defines the way how Alexa passing this method to the skill. Slots are most likely the parameters for intent. And fulfillment is a mechanism to returns back the answer from the Alexa system. So I put the definition here. As you can see, the green is the intent. Sorry, is a utterance. It's a verb mostly, so turn off, order a ride, book a hotel. Invocations that are the name of our application, and slots can be the parameters to be more precise with the intent. With the utterance. And intent, as I said before, is a digital representation of utterances. So if you want to say that, please turn off the lights, probably the intent will look like this. This is kind of example. Yeah, and here once again, this is the whole flow, how the Alexa operate with our request. If we say book a hotel, the automatic speech recognition converts the audio to the digital way. This is done on this Alexa voice services directly on our devices where the SDK lives. And then it's been passed using regular JSON files to the Alexa ecosystem, onto the brain. And then here we can implement our skills. We can have a loop to provide more conversational interface. For example, if we said that we want to book hotel in New York City, this is not enough to perform the action, because we want to have additional information like check-in, check-out date, maybe some budget, maybe some room standard. And this is where we can provide this conversational interface. And if we decide that we have all the information to fulfill the request, we implemented, for example, Lambda function, and get back to the user with information that hotel is booked to the Amazon Poly, which speaks loud to the user. Okay, let's teach Alexa some new skills. So I prepare some small example how to teach and show you how we can implement the skills on Alexa. Okay, so here's the Alexa developer console, where you can register on the Alexa Amazon and start implementing your skills. It's all for free. All we need to do is to create new skills. Okay, let's create new skill. Let's name this skill like we named the application. So, for example, it can be a mobilization news. Okay, we can have a couple of predefined skills pattern, but let's choose the custom, and let's host these skills in Node.js. Create a skill. All this programming and designing the voice user interface can be done just like that in mobile, in web. But also you can also have some IDE environment, yeah, finally it's done. So this is the main console where we can create a Amazon Alexa skill. So let's build a very simple one for our test purposes. So here here in this horizontal menu, you can have a build, code, test, distribution, and certification, and so on features. These all are allows you to distribute your own skills, like you distribute a mobile application to the store. So let's build them first. Okay, on this menu we can have an intent. There are a couple of built-in intents that Alexa provided by itself, but let's add some new intent. I provided the name of this application Mobilization News, so let's provide an intent name, get my presentation time. So I want to know when my presentation starts. We create a custom intents, and for this custom intents we want to provide a sample utterances. So this is the way how we teach the whole machine learning underneath. We provide a couple of temporary or example sentences that user can speak to Alexa. Usually Amazon won't provide advice that we should provide about 30 sample utterances to have this machine learning process done well, but for our reason let's provide a few of them. So maybe we want to ask when my presentation starts. What is the time of my presentation? When my speech starts. When I have my slots. My slot. So this is the simple couple of utterances that user can speak to the Alexa. Okay, maybe let's build another one, custom intent. What is the next presentation? And of course, the same example, couple of user phrases that my user might spoke to the Alexa to get this intent ready. What is the next topic? Here can learn more here. Okay, after we provide the intents, our custom intents, we can save our model and build it. On this stage, the whole machine learning process are doing. So this is the process where we are training our application underneath the Alexa skills. Okay, while the model is training, I will explain you the next step. Next, we want to provide some business logic to our application. We can have, of course, our own backend hosted somewhere on our custom cloud, but also we can have an AWS Lambda function. If we decided to do it this way, then we should provide implementation in Lambda function. The Lambda function can be, of course, also this is a part of AWS functionality. I won't implement it from scratch. We can use the predefined patterns for that, just to show how the process looks like. Not maybe how today. This is not the time teach how to implement the Lambda functions. We should create a function button. Then maybe we want to browse the existing repository, and this is a predefined Alexa skill kit Node.js fact skill, which is one of the templates that we want to implement our Alexa skill. Let's name the application. Mobilization news app, and put a deploy, and the function is being deploying right now. Let's get back to the Alexa skill console. Here in the JSON file, after the whole process has been built, the JSON file is created, and it defined a couple of our built-in intents with the sample utterances. Usually, this model is much bigger, much more rich, but for this example, let's keep it simple. And all I want to do right now is to implement the all handlers for this intents. This is there is existing nice way to provide the implementation for Lambda function based on our created JSON file, model JSON file. Amazon provide for developers something like a skill code generator. This generates all the boilerplate functions by only we want to do is to create the model JSON file, put the generate code button, and all the Lambda function with all placeholders are created right now. So this is the very simple approach for that. Okay, once our Lambda function is created, we can go to the implementation of the code. Here, as we can see, there is a Alexa skill kit trigger and our temporary Lambda function. For now, I want to just delete it and put it our example, which has been created with code generator. And the next step would be to connect the skill ID with the Lambda function, so that our Lambda knows what is the trigger for that. Okay, not this. Okay, once we connect it to our Lambda function, we can go back to our skill kit, skill development console, and put the name of the Lambda function. Just to be sure, also put to the Europe. Save the endpoint. And go once again to the Lambda and check if we name and take a look quick look how the Lambda function is implemented. Here we are creating intent handlers. These are for built-in intents. And here is the example for our custom get presentation built-in intents. And this is the place where we are implementing the logic. I don't want to. We don't have much time to provide full implementation of this Lambda function, but let's see if the example works. I hope. So we can test our existing skill. Here we can type the phrases that user usually can speak. So let's open our skill.
Here's your fact. The sun contains 99.86% of the mass in the solar system.
So this is the example hello world that Lambda is that all the this Lambda implements. I will provide the example where it's okay. Sorry about that. We have some problems here. I don't want to right now debug it, but once we create a Lambda function that handles all the intents, we can easily map with our skills and provide the backend for our voice application. And that's very easy to implement. We can use many different tools for that, many different languages, many different backends existing. And let's get back to our presentation for a while. And what can we do more? Once we implement our simple skills, we can provide dialogues to provide more conversational user interface. Like the example from the hotel. If user says something and the information that he said is not enough, we can provide the natural conversation to get more information about intent he wants to perform. The error handling. This is also very important here because when we implement it, we usually think about only positive path and positive way. Usually, Alexa and other voice services makes mistakes, provide the wrong translation, our voice to the digital way, so we can implement, and we should think about implementation of the fallback scenarios here. And of course, the designing the user interface. Here's an example from how the BBC Research and Development Department think about designing of the user interface. This lady here is mimic the Alexa, the whole her brain that we want to communicate, and guys here are trying to design the interfaces and providing the natural way to communicate with this tool. What is still missing? The advanced technology for the flows, conversational flows, and are still under development. There are not many languages that cover the voice scenario right now. There is mainly English, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, and Russia. So there are huge, providing the voice interfaces as from the user experience perspective is a huge topic that can be the whole separate subject, and there are so many different use cases that we can cover. For example, helping the older people to get with the technology and help them with daily basis life. Maybe some disabled people and communication with user that speaks with other languages. couple of curiosities at the ending of this presentation. Russian guys develop a clone of the Alexa. It's called Alisa, and can be reached by this URL. It's very full of feature tool. So this is also a very nice example. And this is very funny stuff. This is called Alter Ego. MIT engineers developed the device that for a speechless voice user interface. It detects our small invisible mimics. If we want to say something, we can detect the voice not saying anything actually. So this is the very smart and modern device. So the future probably can look like that. And at the end of this presentation, I want you to guys, as a mobile developers living in mobile world, to take a different look of your application and start playing with your own voice application, because the interfaces are changing, and voice may be the next mobile industry. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope I provide a couple of nice information here and inspire you to be a part of this voice revolution. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy it.